Republican from South Dakota, joins us live from Capitol Hill. Look, President Obama went to Capitol Hill today. I know he's hoping to coax Republicans into supporting this bill. What will you do?
Well, we listened today to what he had to say, Contessa, and it was a good exchange of ideas. He was very thoughtful, and I thought made a good presentation of why he thinks his particular proposal is something that Republicans ought to support. Republicans raised some issues, asked some questions, and I think would love to have some input and opportunity to offer amendments that might improve this, or at least make it something that they could vote for. But there are a couple of issues I think that are really important to a lot of Republicans, and one is the size of this package. This would represent the largest intergenerational transfer of debt in human history. We're talking about nearly $1 trillion that we would borrow from future generations
Senator
to
Thune,
do this.
Pardon the interruption, but did you vote for TARP?
I voted for TARP, the first installation of TARP, did not vote for the second installation.
That was $350 billion that came with practically no oversight, and largely the banks that have received handouts under TARP haven't wanted to explain how they've used taxpayer dollars. So what makes this stimulus package, which President Obama has promised will be open and transparent, what makes this different? Which was
why I voted for the second installation of TARP, Contessa. But first off, the first $350 billion, when it was pitched to us, was to buy illiquid assets. It was used to buy preferred stock, to take equity shares, which we're told we will get back. There is a difference. I mean, we're going to get, we hope, if it's done the right way, a lot of the TARP dollars back. The stimulus money is $1 trillion, or nearly $1 trillion, that under the plan that they've devised so far is just going to be sort of thrown out there at different government programs. We believe that this thing ought to be done in a way that's effective, that actually creates jobs and that works. And that's what Republicans are going to be focused on in the debate when it comes to the floor of the Senate.
So you want more tax cuts?
Well, we would like to see more tax relief for middle-class families. It's 2/3 of our GDP is consumer spending, and if you get money back in the hands of taxpayers, that's the best way to get it out there quickly. We also want to see incentives for small businesses, because small businesses create 2/3 of the jobs in our economy. So that's one part of it. It's an issue of size, the size of the thing. It's also an issue of content, and there are a lot of Republicans right now who are taking issues with one or both of those particular elements of the plan.
You know, the interesting thing is, economists are saying that this whole idea of tax cuts stimulating the economy is largely, it doesn't work. They say in reality, if you cut taxes for middle class people, the first thing they're going to do is save that money.
Well, there are a lot of economists who've sliced and diced this different ways, and we've heard from a number of them as well, who believe that tax relief actually is the way to stimulate the economy. If you look at the Congressional Budget Office and the way that it's scoring the current proposal, much of it doesn't spend out in the first 12 or 24 months. A lot of it's going to be long term. If this truly is about being targeted, timely, and temporary, I don't think that the proposal we have in front of us meets that definition. Tax relief, at least, does get money in people's hands. Yes, they may not spend it all if you do it in the form of a rebate, which is the way we did it last year. If you do it through a payroll tax, or through if you reduce marginal income tax rates and they're reduced in their checks, then I think people are probably going to go out and spend some of that money. Senator
Thune, I know it's been a busy day for you. I was watching you question Defense Secretary Robert Gates when he was in front of the Senate Armed Services Committee, so I do appreciate that you've taken some time out to spend with us today. Thank you.
Thanks, Contessa.